Hello, my name's Deirdre Davis and I'm part of the Winter Ensemble at Pitlochry Festival Theatre, and I've been asked to share with you my favourite children's story. But I'm going to go slightly off script and instead share one of my least favourite children's stories. Not because there's anything wrong with the story per se, but just because of the significance it's come to have in my life. I was brought up in a working class Glasgow house, but my mother had ideas of other stations, so one of her most splendid ideas was to send me to elocution lessons. So every Thursday evening I would be packed off to Mrs. Marlowe's front room where I'd learn tongue twisters. For example, my father's car's a Jaguar, which came in no end of useful at my comprehensive school, let me tell you. And, oh, my personal favourite, I'd far rather lather father than have father lather me, for when father lathers me, he lathers rather free. I'll just leave you with that one. We'd learn about the organs of articulation and vowel sounds and consonants. And then once a year, we'd go to a drafty church hall in the centre of Glasgow, and the posh lady from Lambda would examine us, and a few months later we'd get a certificate saying that we'd passed or whatever. So one of the pieces that I learned for one of the exams was a piece from Toad of Toad Hall. And the reason it's so significant in my life is that 45 years later, I can't get rid of it. It's still in there. I can barely remember the other pieces. I can remember the first line of "There are fairies at the bottom of our garden," and that's it. But this piece from Toad of Toad Hall is embedded in my brain. And one of the reasons it's embedded is for all these years of being an actor, it's become part of my warm-up ritual. I'm not particularly superstitious, but I do like having a ritual before a show. And one of the things I do is repeat this piece over and over. I do it in different accents. I do it with my tongue between my teeth. I do it fast. I do it slowly. I over-enunciate. And it's just become my warm-up exercise. I do other ones, but I always do this one. So I'm going to share it with you, and then you'll understand what's been going round and round in my head all these years, and then maybe it might go round and round in your head too. Here goes. An unfortunate breakdown in my car. A loose nut, some trifling mishap, left me stranded at the edge of the wood far from home. I bethought me of my good friend Mr. Badger. He would lend me a sleeping suit and put me up for the night. As I came whistling through the wood, recking naught of danger, I was suddenly seized upon by a gang of rascally ferrets. It was then, Ratty, and my dear friend Mole, that I wished I'd had your assistance. 12 of the rascals, yes, but 24 of them was a different matter. If only you and Mole could have taken a couple of them off my hands, there might have been a different story to tell. As it was, a rearguard action was forced upon me. So that's it. That's the piece from the children's story that's been living in my head for 45 years. That I do before every single performance I've ever done in my life. And sometimes if I'm really, really nervous standing in the wings, I just say it unconsciously. It lives in there. So it's not my most favourite, but it's the one that's closest to me. I hope you've enjoyed this.